Hey Lou, how are you doing today? Happy Saturday, day before Mother's Day. I'm just sitting here reading and relaxing. I did a lot of work today. How was your day today? Hope you guys had a good day. So before I call it a night, I want to get some reading in. It relaxes me. I love to read. I haven't read in a while because I just got away from reading. I don't know why. I did. But I'm reading from this new book, You Are a Badass. Can you say that? Can you say that? I highly recommend it. But I'm going to read a little bit to you. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, let me turn on my camera and read to them. Let me read to my people. When I was a kid, my mom used to read to us at teachers who used to read to us. And that was so soothing to me. That was just like therapy when somebody would read to me. So I said, the next man in my life, we're going to be reading to each other. That's my hair, dog. So in this chapter, I'm in chapter 6, and it's Love the One You Is. And it reads, if you really love you, if we really love ourselves, everything in our life works. I was hanging out at my brother's Bobby's house one day, lying on the couch, watching his then 2-year-old son waddling around. At one point, someone knocked something off the coffee table, and my little nephew bent down to pick it up. Bobby turned to me and said, "Did you see that? The guy knows exactly how it's done. He bends at the knees, keeps his back straight, hips squared, stomach tight, flawless." Thrilled to have such a willing and skilled exhibit A, Bobby then proceeded to spend the next couple of minutes dropping more things. Isn't that cute? Dropping more things on the floor. A spoon, a TV remote, an empty can of beer, and my nephew, in perfect form, continued to pick it all up. And as my brother kept up a running commentary on his posture, muscle usage, seriousness of manner, and the fact that my nephew was pulling it all off with great dignity, even though his diaper was sagging. I love the way she writes. It is just so hilarious and just, it makes it so interesting. And even though this is like, she's talking about like being, you know, being our best self, right? Good light. There's a good light there. It's getting dark, so the lighting is terrible. So she talks about, is that better, you guys? Can you see me better? So, and she shares these stories. I like it when people, when I read these kind of books, and they share their stories, what happened to them in their life, their experiences, and you can relate to it. So getting back, when we were born, we have an instinctual understanding of some of the most important basics of life. That includes and goes way beyond bending our knees instead of our lower backs to pick up beer can up off the floor. We're born knowing how to trust our instincts, how to breathe deeply, how to eat only when we're hungry, how to not care about what anyone thinks of our singing voice, dance moves, or hairdos. So, we're as kids, we're not concerned about those negative things. So is it true to say that those things are like we're learned, we're taught? It's getting so dark here. We're taught. My background's y'all have to forgive me. We're taught to fear. We're taught to be self-conscious. Society teaches us to, you know, to hold on to negative things, negative thoughts, because it's just great. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Okay. A little bit more. You want a little bit more? You say you want a little bit more? You want to hear more? You do? Okay. Well, you just have to give me a thumbs up. You have to subscribe to my channel. You have to do it. Yes, you do. And you have to share this video, okay, and help me grow my channel. Okay, a little bit more, and then you have to go to bed. I have to go to bed. Okay, so where was I? We're born, so she said we're born, you know, just innocent, not caring, you know. We we know how to play, create, love without holding back. That is just so beautiful, right? Then, as we grow and learn from people around us, we replace many of these primal understanding with negative false beliefs. So, a lot of us are walking around with negative false beliefs, and those beliefs get into. I'm going to stop right there because I want to talk. I feel like talking. Those beliefs get into our subconscious. And did you know, and I just learned this, that what's in our subconscious, it takes great effort to change it. So if my conscious, the frontal lobe, which is our frontal lobe, says I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, but my subconscious, right? I've been told all my life that I can't. I have not seen it done. If I don't work on that first, if I don't work on that, I'm gonna sabotage my success. You get what I'm saying? You hear me? I mean, are you following me? Put in the comment if you know what I'm talking about. Um, and I see this so many times. I could look at two people who've gone through the same struggle. Like, and I hear stories all the time where somebody tells a story, they're successful, they've made a lot of money, right? Um, and one person okay, let me say, how do I say this? One person, they tell the story how they were homeless, they didn't have a lot, they were hungry, they slept on the street, yada, yada, yada. Didn't have a lot of money, lived in poverty. But yet they were able to pull themselves out of that and become successful and create wealth for themselves. And I think because while they were in the valley, they worked on themselves. They worked on this is crazy. I need some light. Let's see. Can we get a little light here? Oh, there we go. They worked on bettering themselves. They worked on getting rid of the negative stuff that's in their subconscious, right? Then you take the same person who's been homeless and stuff like that, and they can't get out of that. They cannot get out of that, right? Um, yeah, yeah. And I think, for example, if there's a problem, there is a solution, right? So if you've been told all your life, you can't do it, and you see, if somebody else did it, you could do it. You probably have to go another route. You have to probably find people to help you. But if you want to get out of it, you can. I hear stories about like some people who've been drug addicts. I mean, really addicted to drugs for years, but they came out of it. You know, they once they made up their mind that hey, I'm doing this. I could do that. I'm turning my life around, and they did it. What is the difference between that person and the same person that's next to them who's a drug addict, right? And also want to turn their life around, but can't do it. They can't do it. Such a mystery. I'm holding this up because it's close to the light. Gosh. I think about myself, right? I think about me changing myself, you know, um, creating, like reinventing myself, right? Reinventing myself. What is it going to take? And I found something. I said, okay, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change my financial situation. I'm going to change my life. And I found a way to do it. But child, let me tell you, it's not easy. It's hard. It is really hard. And it could be frustrating. You know, you get into a program, you start a program, you say, okay, I'm going to elevate myself. I'm going to reinvent myself. I'm going to learn a new skill and change my life, right? And then you start a program the same time other people start, and then you see people passing you, and they're just doing it, and you see their successes, and you're like, okay, I am like, at first you start and you're doing good at first, but then you hit a wall, right? And it's like, how do I overcome this? And then you start your subconscious say, okay, see, I told you you couldn't do it because you never been able to do it. So you might as well go back to doing what you used to do. What was easy, what came easy, go back and do that, right? And so um that is when you need to like have a conversation with yourself, turn that off, and just that's that push through, that can do attitude, that I'm not going to give up, and no matter how long it takes, that quote, it says slow and steady wins the race, right? So it's staying in there. You know, I heard stories of people who went back to college, or some people who even went to college, and it should have took them it should have taken them 4 years, but it took them like 10 years to finish. But the good thing is that they finished, right? So this, I'm what I'm saying is that keep tuning in, and you are going to see a transformation. I want to prove that you could change your life no matter how hard it is, and you could transform your life from a place that you don't want to be to a place where you thought was totally impossible. So just keep following. If you're doing something and you feel that you can't do it, do it. You know, do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay? So you got to be your own best cheerleader and your own coach, and maybe you gotta like kick yourself in the butt, right? So that you could not give in to, maybe you had some bad habits, or that you have grown into since childhood, and you created, some those habits have created a life for you that you're not happy with. You could change that. It's not too late. You could change that, right? Um, and just read some books that will encourage you, and keep that, and just keep putting positive things in your mind, right? Um, and just keep moving forward, one step at a time, one day at a time. Okay? Well, I am getting off my chat box. I'm gonna say goodnight to you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, okay? And I will talk to you guys later. You have a blessed day, and have a happy Mother's Day, you awesome, wonderful moms out there. Ciao. Bye bye. Good night.